Good evening everyone, and welcome back, and welcome to another 4K walk around video from Mexico, where we walk around for 30 minutes to give you a bit of an insight into another city. This time we are in Zacatecas. Yes, we're heading back north again. Now if you are a long-term viewer, as with the previous videos in San Luis Potosí, you'll know that I've been here before many times. Again, just like San Luis, this is my fourth time in Zacatecas. Just here for a couple of days. Firstly up there is La Bufa. And as you can see there, there's the Teleférico dangling precariously. It's no longer operating. It's about 8:45 p.m. I'm down Callejon del Indio Triste. The sun is going to set in this video, I can guarantee. If you saw the San Luis one, you know what I mean. As you can probably hear, it is rather windy. Sorry. It is rather windy in Zacatecas actually, and it can be cold, I think, because of altitude. Early mornings, sometimes even at this time of the year in June, you might have to wear like a light jacket, I would recommend. Now if you want to check out my previous Zacatecas videos, there is a playlist. I will link it up above right now. One of those involves me getting up on the Teleférico up to La Bufa. But we've been there, done that, so let's continue. I really like the lighting at this time of the day, you know, golden hour, especially in Zacatecas and San Luis. You probably saw in the San Luis videos, it's got that gorgeous sort of dark orange sun going down tone, you know, and the colours of the buildings really add to that, don't they? Ah, it's a classic, Zacatecas Cantina. This one hasn't got like the old style doors on the front. It kind of does, but normally they're kind of more like a old-fashioned saloon, you know. Again, I went to one in one of the old videos. It was very uncomfortable experience because at that point I was very new to Mexico, back in, I think it was 2019. So, you know, I didn't know what I was doing. As with San Luis, there are so many beautiful churches here. You can see one up ahead with that gorgeous dome with the blue diamonds on it. We're going to have a closer look. What do you think of Zacatecas? I often feel like it's similar to Guanajuato, but obviously Guanajuato is much more populated and more popular with foreigners, with tourists. Zacatecas, I do feel, still has the element of being undiscovered in a way in comparison. It's definitely more popular now than it was when I first came here, but it still does have that aspect of authenticity, if you know what I mean, with a very Mexican feel. Well, what's going on behind me? I think that van just ran something over. Obviously there's a lot of nice little bars and restaurants. You can hear the music inside. Obviously I can't film with copyrighted music again, it's that old chestnut. But I can hear some music ahead of me, which is exactly what I've been looking for. If you know the word tamborazo, then you'll know what I'm talking about. It's so exciting. I love this. Right, which way is it? Because they often come up the Callejons. I think it's to the right, yeah it is. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. Oh, wind. Yeah, I thought I would hang around a little bit there so you can see a bit of typical live music in Zacatecas. And it's just iconic, isn't it? Sorry, I was just a bit overwhelmed with these nighttime views and the sky and the colours of the buildings with the live music and the people dancing. You know, it's iconic, typical Mexico of an evening. You know, I would normally be in bed by this point. I'm an old man. Let's head this way. I'll touch on Tamborazo again in a moment. Nope, a little bit. Gracias. Let's head to the left. Yep, this is where I want to go. Down that way to my right, it's if I remember correctly, it's not that sort of special, so we're kind of focusing on this central area where I have spent so much time over the years. It's so familiar to me. Look at these colours, man. I was thinking about what I wanted to say about Zacatecas earlier, and I came to the conclusion that Zacatecas definitely isn't my favourite city in Mexico. That's not to say that I don't like it, because I do love it. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't have come here 4 times, you know? It's more so my safe haven in Mexico. By that I mean, let's not film the police. By that I mean, in 2020, during COVID, I came here completely unplanned, unexpectedly, because it was kind of a COVID disaster location. There wasn't really anywhere else I could go at that point. So it provided me a safe haven, as with now. Oh, there's music down there. Let's not go that way. As with now, yes, I was planning to go straight to Torreon, but my pelvis injury said otherwise, and I couldn't get the bus for 8.5 hours from San Luis, so I thought, why not stop off here? It's beautiful, so why not? So overall, I've got a lot to be thankful for when it comes to Zacatecas, because even though I say it's not my favourite place in Mexico, it is a place that is ideal for a short trip. There are so many things to do here, which you can check out in my videos. The mine tour, Mina El Eden, is it? Maybe that was in somewhere else, I can't remember. Obviously the Teleférico. You can go to Jerez de Garcia Salinas, which is a Pueblo Mágico, not too far away. There's lots of other things too. I would recommend. Navajoa Restaurant and Bar. Navajoa, the place I was meant to go to in Sonora but didn't because of my pelvis. Okay, let's go away from the music, David. Da, da, da. I should sing la 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 so YouTube doesn't pick it up. Okay. Oh shit, this way. Oh god, there's music everywhere. Right, if the sound goes off, that's because there's too much music. Let's go left. Da, 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 da. Ah, here we go. This is where I want to go. I'm running now. Yep, my pelvis is better. I can run. Brilliant. Ah, look what we've got ahead. John Lennon, Imagine, on the flute. There is one of those Tranvia buses you can get which stops right here. Very Guanajuato-esque, isn't it, with the violins, the flutes. There were some guys earlier playing a cello and a double bass. Just before I started filming this, there was a full orchestra down here, but it wasn't, it was still daylight, so I wanted this to be like a proper sunset video, you know? Look at that. Iconic Zacatecas. to my left is one of the most iconic locations in Mexico that I would 100% recommend. Starbucks. A little accordion over there. I used to see a guy over here walking down the street with a clarinet, like all the time. Wonder where he is now. I used to play the clarinet, as I mentioned before. This was an iconic shot I got in one of my old videos where I kind of panned like that without the wind. Obviously that's the iconic, again, Zacatecas Cathedral. Now this could be proper tamborazo. The one before kind of was, I guess. But there's something specific I'm looking for. Ah, here we go. Oh, it's the same guys from before. It is proper tamborazo. As I said, they walk down the callejons with people, locals following them, and they always come down to this bit and start dancing, like as we saw. Yeah, there's all the people that were dancing up there that we saw that have now come down following the tamborazo guys. Tambor in Espanol, I believe is drum. A bit like in English, tambourine. You have a variety of instruments as we've seen. We have horns, we have trombones, drums. You often see quite a variety. I'll shut up now. I could stand all night watching that and dancing, as if I would dance. We're down Calle Juan de las Campanas, the bell. I thought we'd come away from the madness for a little bit. This is actually the way I've got to go home, I'm not going to lie. But this goes uphill up to La Bufa. Well, it's kind of up in that direction. Now, you've probably noticed the picture quality deteriorating. I mean, to be honest, I can't tell looking at the camera now, but I'm sure when I edit this, you will see a graining, maybe, especially on the sky. Hola. No, sí, en inglés, español. YouTuber.
YouTuber?
Sí.
From where?
Reino Unido.
What's your channel?
The Tower of David.
The Tower of David?
T-A-O
The Tower
of David. Sí.
I'm gonna search for you.
Awesome. Cool. Hasta luego. Oh, Dios mío. You notice I can't film and speak at the same time. You've probably seen that in other videos. Spanglish. I think I might turn around because it's too dark that way, and you've got this awesome view of the Catedral behind me. It looks like it's on fire. As in, like, you know, the lights. Walking backwards up a hill is not a good move, David. This is where it starts to get a bit Guanajuato-esque. Not to the same extent, I must admit. With these inclines and callejons. It's not so bad, to be honest, but I can't remember. I need to check the altitude of Zacatecas because it can be a bit tough, but not a disaster. No, it's really dark down here. Now, you might have read that in recent months, maybe over the last year, there has been reports of increased cartel activity in Zacatecas. Particularly, there were some incidents in Jerez de Garcia Salinas, and since I've been here, I have noticed increased presence of the National Guard. But, you know, as always, if you behave yourself, don't get involved in that sort of thing yourself, you won't have an issue. I haven't had an issue in 4 years of being in Mexico. Not to say that you won't, but, you know, that's just my experience. Dios mío. I'm surprised we haven't seen any Mexi dogs yet. They're normally out and about like crazy. Is this a dead end or not? Oh no, I think to the left. What haven't I covered about Zacatecas? Yeah, the other way up, past the Catedral, there's a lot there. There are some museums down there. I said about the mine. Teleférico, Callejones. There's also Guadalupe, which I'm actually filming tomorrow morning in real time. I really need a cigarette. We're almost at the end. And if you go out of the central area of Zacatecas, kind of towards Guadalupe, you've got this big long street that goes downhill that's got a lot of restaurants and things on, going towards the bus station. There's even like a viaduct, or is it an aqueduct, which I actually did a wee up against once. Kind of a bit like Querétaro. That's got an aqueduct, doesn't it? Honestly, I don't remember after all these years. Ah, what a lively video. I'm exhausted. But hopefully this gives you an idea of what a typical evening looks like in the wonderful city of Zacatecas, one of my favourites, my absolute safe haven in Mexico. And it's kind of an ideal location for me if I were to move to Mexico. It's close to Durango, San Luis, 6 hours from Torreon. Oh wow, let's end it with this awesome view. Just look at it. You can hear the tamborazo. This is actually my road. So I'm going to go home and go to bed because I've got to film Guadalupe mañana. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Stay tuned for next time. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. Wink, wink.